Hello everyone, I'm back with a new video, and today it's going to be a bit of a unique figure review, because I'm not going to be reviewing like a normal figure from like a fictional franchise that I like to nerd about or something, but instead, a figure from a toy line that Bandai has. Let me just show the box for you. The Ikimono Baizukan Ultimate Crocodilus Niloticus light color. Yeah. Let me put that back there, and then grab this little card to do another little showcase. Most of the card is something that you wouldn't be able to tell apart, though it does say Ultimate again, and then the actual name of the toy line. I hit the stand, my phone is on. Fuck. Diversity of Life on Earth. Pretty cool. Now I'm gonna keep this out while showing the figure, because these are real pictures of that crocodile species this figure is of. Let's make the jump cut now. He's a big one. Oh my god, I caught a big one. I'm just kidding. Okay. So look at the detail and sculpt work on this motherfucker right here. He is a big fucking boy with a really wobbly torso. The eyes really cool. The mouth well done. Open it a little bit. Get a little taste on the mouth articulation. Yeah, this guy is big as hell. Let me put him down for a second, and then get out the trusty old. He is just shy of 16 inches. Completely like folded out this way. And then his height, let me see. Yeah. Like in just under 2 inches. A little, maybe a couple, a tiny little bit under 2 inches. So yeah, comparing him to pictures of like the card, for example. Look at this guy. Okay. I don't know how to properly display him. I'm gonna put him on my arm like this. This for like the side body shot of the other picture. See? It's identical, but reversed. And then put them back on the ground. No, not on the ground, on the table. And then looks like that aerial shot of that crocodile in the water. And then yeah. Now, you know, crocodiles don't really do too much action, so this guy doesn't have too much articulation to write home about. But he has a modest amount to make him a cool little collector's piece for any action figure collectors. So his head can look up this far. Head can look this far down. A little bit. God damn it. Anyway, his head can look a decent bit to the side. Decent little bit. for the sake of not repeating that last bit you just saw. Yeah, and also the joint behind here definitely does a lot of heavy lifting for the right and left looking. The arms, ball joints. Never mind, I think. Yeah, you can move this up and down. There's not much swivel you can do with it. You can bend it. Not insanely too much, but you can straighten it out and then bend his arm down a little bit. And then little ball joint at the feet, at the little footsies, little tootsies, if you will, if you want to be like Markiplier. And then a really full ball joint at the foot, and then again similar, like a hinge, a ball joint that acts more like a hinge, then a full-on ball joint at the foot, because this is a ball joint in here. And then again, I guess there's a slight bit of more articulation at this segment right here, and then again ball joint at the foot, a little bit of swivel, and then there's a bunch of segments on the torso itself, so you can sort of curve it just a tiny little bit, not too much. It doesn't allow for an insane amount of curvature, but enough to, I guess, sort of do something with it. And then Bandai is the parent company, I guess, of Tamashii Nations, which I believe is their own company that is a subsidiary of Bandai. So Bandai definitely, takes a little bit of inspiration from their SH Monster Arts line a little bit, with a pretty good articulated tail. Pretty good. It can bend a shit ton. And then do a little bit of down, and then not any drop at all. Just a slight bit like this, like a startled cat, but that's it. Of note, there's this last segment. It doesn't bend at all. It's just one big large segment at the end, at the tip. So don't try to bend that too much. Don't force it, because you might break it. Stop shaking the camera. Okay. Let me get this guy propped up. Oh yeah, mouth opens up this far. Let me curve. Make them a bit smaller. Or more pulled up at least. There's a slight bit. As you can see, I guess one of them has a bit more. Yeah. One of the jaws has a bit more curve around, or they're just really fucked up. I don't cut out technical difficulties. I roll with them, and I say, fuck you, watch them anyway. I'm just kidding. Don't go fuck yourself, you're a cool person. You're a cool person, especially for giving this video a watch. Let me get out. Not really get out, because I have them all next to me. All my figures that I do for size comparisons. Shadow the Hedgehog. This schooner fig I have. This Boa Hancock that is really big, so I'm being careful to slide it across the table or desk that I record these videos on, because I do not want to do any damage to her, because she's an expensive figure. That, and also just, she's really good figure. King Kong. Have him do that one thing he did to like the dinosaur. Oh, that's not the right King Kong, nor is it the right animal. So, yeah. get Invisible Woman. Never. Her big ass self. And then get my goat, Godzilla. Boom. Now, since all that has pretty much been out of the way already, size comparison, showcase of the articulation and everything, now it's time for my final verdict. And my final verdict is, if you're ever visiting Japan and you do find a store that sells Bandai related products, or a store officially owned by Bandai that sells Bandai products, you will probably find this at a pretty good price there, because they do sell it from what I've heard and from what I've seen and looked up, they sell it at a pretty good price whenever you're buying it in in its country of origin of Japan. Not so much if you're buying it online to be shipped to your house here in the States, like I did. This thing cost me, on BigBad Toy Store, a whopping $240. Now, do I regret my purchase? No, because I do like this guy. But it's really a matter of if you think you'd regret using that method, purchasing this guy, if you're interested in it, because I'm pretty sure you do get them cheaper. Some other figure reviewers I've seen, looking at other versions of this figure or other ones in the Diversity of Life on Earth line, and other Diversity of Life on Earth figures from that line, have also said that there are some proxy websites that, those websites and services that you can sign up for that get stuff from Japan and then ship them, or buy them on your behalf and then ship them to you for a little bit of a service fee and stuff. Since they kind of gotta make their money doing that for you. That doing it through them is also a bit of a cheaper option. But yeah, if you plan on going to Japan, best bet at getting this guy for a good price, because Bandai and just a lot of import figures in general are not expensive. Well, not expensive, but they're somewhat affordable for what they are in Japan, because Japan is a country that they get released in, and the company that makes these figures is from, and everything, so they're not really they don't have to worry about shipping, any taxes, tariffs maybe, in foreign markets. God damn it, I hate tariffs. Anyway, yeah, this guy's pretty cool. $240 cool. Me, in my opinion, he's pretty cool for that price. I like having him, but looking at him from an obligatory standpoint, where it's well, not obligatory, what's the word, whenever you feel a specific kind of way, and the thing where the feeling you have whenever you're having a favoritism or something over another thing. Biased, there we go. Like a bias. Looking at this with the bias, I do think it's pretty cool. I like it, and I really feel like it was kind of worth the price in my opinion. But unbiased, if you're not that big of a fan of crocodiles, you're not that big of a fan of Bandai figures, and you're also just not that big of a fan of figures or something, one, why are you watching this video? But two, yeah, this figure's not gonna be for you. But even then, if you're a bit on the broke side and you're wanting something a little bit more bang for your buck, this figure also wouldn't really give you that. So, yeah. If you buy it on BigBad like I did, 3 out of 10. If you buy it on the proxy websites, 3.5 out of 10. And then if you go to Japan, all the way to Japan, the other side of the world from where I live, to buy this at a half decent price at least, 4 out of 10. It gets better with the cheaper the price it is. The cheaper it'll cost you, the better the figure is, in my opinion. 240, just saying. I love this guy, and he's definitely one of my favorites in my collection, but that's the only reason I feel he was worth $240, because he's a crocodile. I like him. He's cool. And I'm stupid with my money, so yeah. And that's why I like him a lot. But if you're not stupid with your money, you like, getting figures and other collectibles that are a little bit more bang for your buck, you're not gonna you might not be as happy to get this guy and then get what I received in the mail. So yeah. I think that's it for the review. Okay, bye.